Hello, we are Sornia. Welcome and thank you, as always, for your service, for your dedication, and for the great works that you are doing. We have a couple of things that we're going to chat with you about today, help you a little bit maybe understand your current circumstances, but this will be something that we share with you that may seem repetitive, but anyway, let's dive in. So, we've been getting a lot of worry and fearful frequency and vibration, even from our loyal followers here. When we say followers, we mean following the words here, not following us as idols, okay? Those of you who listen to our messages and digest the information, and you're also reaching out into your world to make sense of your world, listening to the various sources that you have for information. And you have a lot of it at this time. You have more than you've ever had in any other time period. So you are inundated with many degrees of information, layers of information. It's all coming at you through different sources that are, some are playing out certain roles of the good guys, and some are playing out certain roles of the bad guys. And you know that. And some are just maybe behaving in bad guy behavior, but unknowns to them. They do not understand that their actions and their words are really not of truth. Okay, so there's a lot, and you know this, and many of you have gone so deep into the various sources of information through others. And again, the information is not bad. It's just information. That's all it is. It's just information. But because it's triggering some hair-raising information or hair-raising emotions in you, because the information is at times scary. We have been aware of the fact that many of you are beginning to feel, or have been feeling and have not been able to step back from this, that you are somehow going to be harmed. Your physical body will be harmed. We have been hearing things that you can have through various means, have your DNA altered and your genes altered by nefarious characters in your world. And this is true. Anything is true, really. You have those individuals that are expressing themselves in nefarious ways. Some of them are unaware. Some of them are driven by greed. Some of them are well aware of what they're doing and are driven by a need to control. You have many different factors, and you know these people. You know them. Sometimes you have them in your own lives. So there are many, but that's not all that's out there. And where we're going, because we don't want you to fall prey to this information in a way that it will affect you in a nefarious way, in a negative way. So those who are bringing forth the information, that it needs to come forth, okay? And we're talking about things that are in your world. It's everywhere. It's in your food, in your air. If you go looking, you can find poisons, if you will, in your world, in everything that is produced by your world, if you want. Again, remember that. You can go and you can look for it, and it is good to be aware that there is this potential, that it's there, and not be living in blissful ignorance. So it's good that you inform yourselves. But what we are getting at here is that there are many of you, maybe not you specifically that is hearing this, but those that we would say are on the light worker side, or those that are understanding the ascension awakening process, that are believing that they can actually be harmed by the various products that are being introduced and have been introduced to your world. Now, there is a lot in your world that is not good for you in terms of the poisons that are used in your agriculture, the various medicines that have gone to an extreme. We're not saying all medicines are bad, but there is much alteration and adulteration done from the natural order with your animals. You call it genetically modifying. There is a lot of that's gone on. You eat foods that have been altered from their natural state. And so many of you have now felt a great amount of concern and fear, we would say, about all of these products and the detrimental effects that they can have on your physical body. So we want to stress to you that you cannot be both an individual who believes in your own sovereignty as a divine being having a human experience, and also believe that any of these products can ultimately harm you. They can harm you. Okay, you're going, wait a minute, Sornia, you're really confusing. What is the key to understanding this? We've spoken about it time and time again, but because it's so prominent and prevalent right now, the fear of you having your own DNA altered, and it's there, it can be. You see it in plants and animals. But what's the key? What do you have that you understand about yourselves as eternal beings that will prevent it? Or even if it does come, things come into your body, what is it that you are allowing to happen? If you truly believe that these products can harm you, they will harm you. They will harm you. Maybe not 100%, but let's say you got a really good chance. If you believe that you eat an apple that was sprayed with a poison, that will harm you, then it can very well harm you because you have created the conditions for it to harm you. Now, it's not easy to gain mastery at this point over these conditions, but it is what we have been teaching you or sharing with you since the beginning. Know yourself as an eternal being having a human experience. Know your divinity. Know your connection to source, to God. Know that so well that you could walk through a burning building unscathed. You could eat all the poisons in the world and be unscathed. Now, we're not encouraging you to do those things to test this hypothesis here. We're telling you you're working on gaining that mastery. And it's not easy because you have to overcome quite a bit that has been placed on the physical form, in the emotional body, all of your preconceived notions, your perceptions, your limiting beliefs, all of that. You are mastering the transmutation of the limiting beliefs, the transmutation of your emotional state that keeps you defining yourself in a certain way. There's so much that we've talked about before that you're doing right now. So it's not always easy for you to understand the power that you have as a sovereign being to choose whether or not something can alter you to such a degree that it changes you into something that you weren't before. It can, but only if you give it permission. That's where we keep going. And you may say, Sornia, I've had it. I've had it with what you're telling us about this because I know this person and that person, and I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling that way. And we understand. We're not here to provoke you. We're not here sharing what we know in order to aggravate you, upset you, push you in a direction. It's all by choice, your choice. But we're here to give you our truth. You can accept it or you can not accept it. It does not change truth for us, and it will not change truth for those that understand it. We are here to assist you and guide you and to reinforce the truth. And what is that truth? Well, the truth is that you are a divine being, an eternal being. You are from source, from God, from Creator. You are divine, just having a human experience. What you are able to understand is a sliver of what you are really experiencing through your physical human senses. You only have a sliver of understanding of what you gain. There's so much more you're experiencing, and we've talked about this because of being a multidimensional being. You are in many other places experiencing that. But in this third dimensional world that you are experiencing at this time, you are limited. And we've talked about this, and we will continue to talk about it because you deserve to know who you really are at this time. You deserve it, and not to be victimized by anything or anyone. And we mean that, by anything or anyone. So if you view something as being detrimental to you, again, we're not saying dive in and eat all the poisonous things you can find to eat or any of that just to prove this. That's not what we're saying, because it can harm the body. But it is harming the body because of your belief in its ability to harm the body. Doesn't mean you go looking for it. Because why? Why would you want that even to be something that you need to do? You're already living in an environment that has been very, very much filled with unnatural things. You know, your poisons, and you call them your chemtrails and all of that. It's all there, but it's not to be feared by you, and feared that it will destroy you and take your body away. And most importantly, those of you who fear eating something that will then alter your own God-given connection, it can. You can take something in that would do that, but only if you believe it can, and only if you allow it to happen. You might be very upset with us. Some of you may think we're really pushing it here. We have to bring this up because we see those that hear this are struggling. Not all of you, but many of you are struggling and running here and running there. Let's do this. Let's do that. Oh no, everything is going to harm me. It's good to know what is going on, so to speak, to understand it, but not to allow it to be truth. You see, this force that has had dominion over your planet for a very long time, knows how to manipulate and control through ways that you'll come to know because this is all being exposed. But you'll see that they have been doing conditioning humanity for so very long. And that's changing. That's changing. And we've talked about that. So I'm going to leave that there for now. And we ask that you just sit with that and ask for further guidance. And if you're put off by it, please know that it is there to help you and not to anger or upset you by any means. Comes from a place of truth and a place of love. The more empowered you are with that knowledge that nothing can harm you if you do not give it permission, and we mean nothing. The more you focus on that, the more you are able to just walk through anything unscathed. Truly, because you are walking through not with your third dimensional mentality and existence, you're walking through with your divine essence, just using the physical body, and that is permeated with that divinity that you are. Every cell of your being is permeated with that knowledge. You can walk through anything, which brings us to one other thing that we want to talk about with you tied into this. So many of you, not all again, but many of you are experiencing unusual and at times questionable physical symptoms. And we talked about how your physical bodies are evolving and processing things. There's a lot going on there. But one thing we want to touch on, and it can be confusing for you to understand, so you may want to do more research beyond what we share with you, is your understanding of really what it means to be in your quote-unquote reality. Because there is nothing in your reality that is permanent. Absolutely nothing. That is the illusion that it is permanent and that it is forever or it's solid and therefore it becomes real. And that's including your physical bodies. And this is going to help you understand how you can move energy through your body that is stagnant or causing discomfort for the physical body. You see, you are nothing more than a hologram. You are a projection of your consciousness has projected, let's say, onto the movie screen of third dimensional life, your physical form. You have created that, your foundation of your physical form. Therefore, your consciousness, that is the part that is eternal, that's the essence of you, that goes on, will always be forever and ever. It'll have millions and millions of experiences. That part of you has your consciousness, has really focused its awareness into this third dimensional reality and created a hologram of who you are. And because of that, and again, we aren't going to go into too much of the detail here at this point. If you have questions, you send them out to us. But because you are creating that, and it's done through that thought process of your limiting beliefs, your awareness of yourself, your surroundings, your perceptions, all the things we've been sharing with you, you create that physical form. You are also creating all that you experience in the physical body. Therefore, discomfort, unusual experiences, hormonal changes, so much. Your physical body is so capable of so many things. But because it is a hologram and therefore not permanent, you have control over what is being communicated to that picture of you, basically. So we want you, without going in too deeply into this, but we want you, those of you, we should say, who have any sort of physical discomfort of any kind, to take the time to really feel what we're saying here, our beginning part and this part here. Okay, feel it. Ask for guidance. Feel where, notice or focus in on something that is part of your physical makeup that at this time, say maybe you have a discomfort in some part of your body, okay? Maybe you have gallstones or something, whatever. But you feel it, you know it, you experience it. With your mind and your consciousness, so they work together to go into, with your feelings too, but to go into that. Use your ability to imagine yourselves in that way. Practice it. If you are one that does not have the ability to visualize, then draw it, do something. But we want you to visualize yourself differently or moving that discomfort through. Yes, you can go into it and find out what significance it has for you, but more importantly, just seeing it, experiencing it, and knowing that you have created it, because you are constantly creating who you are every moment of every day through your perceptions, through your emotions, through your beliefs, all of that. So why not kick it up a notch in this mastery that you are all on the path of attaining, mastery over the physical form and the physicality that you are experiencing in 3D. That mastery, not, we should say over it, I guess that's the only way, but mastery of it and loving it and seeing the power that you have to create a physical form that is what you want. And it's not a snap of the fingers. This takes the time that you need. Now, we are taking you step by step. Go and understand what a hologram is. Maybe look some things up and say, that's me. Play with this a little bit. It's the next step. And that's why we have come here to share this with you. It's an exciting time in your world, because those of you with this awareness are coming in and doing what needs to be done for yourselves in your own freedom. So we really want to encourage you to keep moving forward and not, well, we can't tell you to not do something, but really look at that. Those that are the words, not the individuals that are sharing the information they have. It's important information about what's in your foods, what's in your air, what's in things around you, etc., etc. It's important for you to know that. But now what's important is that you not feel victimized by that and helpless, and that you have no control over it, but that you feel empowered to be able to walk through anything of that nature unscathed. You have no other way out. To be honest with you, this is the only way to the freedom that you are looking for. If you are looking to somehow fight off all of the nefarious actions and behaviors that are out there, you're limiting yourselves. We suggest that you really ponder our message today in the hopes that you have more questions, we hope, so we can bring out more information. Remember, you must ask. And that you gain the next step in your mastery. You are doing that. So hats off to all of you. We are done for now. We hope this helped you. And if it upsets you, then you might want to look at that. We love you very much. We are here to support you and to guide you. And we are truly, truly grateful to all of you. We are Sornia. Goodbye.